Hello. How is everybody doing today? We're going to jump right in and turn this around. Okay. So I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Welcome back to Getting Artsy with Cindy. So crazy day. I am getting ready to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning to drive to Cincinnati for Stamp Away USA. If you guys are going to the trade show this weekend, come see me. It's Friday night and all day Saturday in Cincinnati, or right outside of Cincinnati. And the theme they always have kind of a fun theme. People dress up, sometimes the booths kind of fix their booths up based on the theme. Well, this year it is all about like fairies. So I thought it was the perfect time to pull out my 2 fairy stamp sets. We got a holiday fairy stamp and birthday fairy stamp. It is also my daughter's birthday this weekend, and I get to see her in Cincinnati. So I'm going to be making her a birthday card with the fairy. So hopefully she's not watching this tonight and ruin the surprise. But anyway, these are really fun sets. There's so many different sentiments included in them, and so you can do so many different things. We're going to do the birthday one. You can make it with a present. You can make it with a cake. You can just have her throwing confetti up in the air. So we're going to do this. I'm going to color it so you can kind of get an idea on how to color it as well. Before I jump in, I'm just going to pull this up, make sure I can see you guys. And I want, oops. Okay, sound off. All right, perfect. Okay, perfect. I see. Okay, so can you guys, looks like you can hear me all right. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're going to get started. I went ahead and stamped one. We're going to color it a little bit. We're going to make this one, tonight a little bit on the shorter side because I still have to finish packing and get ready for the 10-hour drive tomorrow. So there's a die set included. I've already die cut some things. I've already started kind of coloring just to kind of play with the way I want to do it for you guys. So let's go ahead and color first. I did share, I was originally going to use some papers out of this pack because I thought this could be really cute, especially with these little flowers and the purples. I love the purples with the fairies. But I kind of switched it up, and I'm actually going to use this paper, and this is out of our newest, what's this one right below me? Coastal Getaway. It's Sun-Kissed Petals. I just love this, and I think it's really cute with the fairy and the flowers. So that's what I'm using today. And then I use my oval dies, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a minute. So let's go ahead and color first. And I've die cut a bunch of words because I'm not sure exactly. I think I'm going to use Celebrate Your Sparkle. And I've die cut a couple extra pieces for layering or to shadow. And let's go ahead and color her a little bit. She can be a little intimidating if you're not, if you're not one that colors very much. So that's why I love showing you. So I want to give you guys, ideas so you aren't nervous about jumping in and coloring something. Okay, I'm just taping that down. I've already die cut her just to make it a little bit easier today. And I'm going to use my Olo markers. I want the outside of the skirt to kind of appear to be on top. So I'm going to color her skin first, and then we'll color on top of her. Let me zoom in a little bit more. All right. Is that close enough for you guys? Let's see. I could do a little bit more. There we go. Okay. I'm going to be coloring this kind of fast just to make it, I could spend more time, but I just want to give you guys the kind of basics. Let's see. Okay, so the beige, I'm going to use the beige with the OR20 and OR21. So I'm going to go ahead and just do all of her skin first. And I stamped with our black marker, the black ink pad. It's our totally black, and it won't bleed. So I've done the little beige, and then this is just a teeny bit darker on her cheeks, maybe right there, and maybe just a little bit of a shadow. So not very much. You can kind of see that. A little bit harder to see. Okay. All right. Then we're going to do, I'm going to do her skirt in some blues and purples. So this is a violet. So we're going to go with the light color first. And I'm going to cover the skin, her leg that I already did. And I'm just going from the bottom in, and I'm going to let it have some streaks in it. I think it'll make it look a little more flowy. Okay. Then I'm going to take the darker one. And I'm going to do this part in the light blue too, kind of violet. If you want a little bit more kind of pink, a little more fun in there, I'm going to take just this little bit of pink and go from the outside. It just adds a little more fun to it. There we go. So by adding a little bit of shade around the edges of the skirt, it's going to give it some more dimension. All right, I think I'm going to make her top the pink. And just bring in that. Okay, there we go. All right. So I know some of you aren't much into the coloring. This just gives you an idea. I keep it short and simple so that you feel like you can, even if you don't color that much, I try and show you some ways to do it that are simple. And all you got to do is just practice a little bit. I'll even show you some of the girls, the ones I did earlier that are kind of, you know, a little bit of a fail. But by doing that, it shows you that you can do this too. So I'm just doing a little bit of dark, just so she has some texture in her hair. All right, so for the wings, I want to use kind of the peach. This is R01. I'm going to fill the whole thing in. Just a little bit down here. And this is 0R12. And I'm going to add a little bit of yellow into this. And then let's go back with the peach. So just kind of a fun little color. All right, shall we do our cake? Let's see. Decisions. How do we want to color a cake? Let's just do some, I almost want to add some pink in here. And just kind of have some fun with it. A little green. We need some purple. Okay. It's kind of a girly cake. Okay. That's good. We need to add a little pink to her lips. And we're going to call it done. Okay. So here I did this one earlier just with the teal and the blues. Again, by doing that lighter color over her leg, it makes that look like it's sheer. This one was the first one I did. I didn't really like what I was doing with that one, but it just kind of shows you, you can just stamp some and just play with it and have fun with it. So let's go ahead and, oh, Madge asked if I was wearing fairy wings at Stamp Away. I'm not. I thought about it. My cousin's daughter just made some fairy wings. I was tempted to borrow them, but they're very elaborate and I didn't want to mess them up. So I am not. A lot of people will have their fairy stuff on. So that should be fun. Okay. So we did just get more of these glue presses in our store online. So I just got a nice purple base to this. And then I went ahead and used our ovals. Now this one, you can see it's not the same all the way around because I wanted to give it a little bit of a wonky look. So I took and these have the inside outside stitch to them. So it looks like a finished frame. So you can see the stitch on both sides. And I twisted the inside one to make it kind of wonky. I think if I did a bigger outside one, I could have angled the inside a little bit more to make it more noticeable. Because right now it kind of looks like it's not enough of a difference. You can see the thick and the thin. I wanted that to be a little bit more obvious, but it's kind of more subtle. That's okay. All right. And then we'll lay that on here. Now the question is, do we want her to overlap, like she's coming out of the circle? That's kind of cool, but I lose a lot of her. I could do it. I may just have her on top because I don't want to lose any of her stuff. Okay, and then, but I am going to have this at an angle, so I'm going to glue this on. Yeah. All right, and then I want that to be at an angle. And then our cake, let's blow this, put this back down a little bit more. There we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. And move this out of the way. Okay. So I'm thinking about doing it kind of like this. Now, what's kind of fun, so the way I have her hands, she can be just throwing confetti up in the air, like this. Or she can be holding the cake, which is what we're going to do. She's holding the cake, which I think the cake needs a little more color to make it stand out a little more. So I may add some more color. Or you can do presents. So she's holding the presents. So kind of cute. So we're going to do that. And then we are going to have our, say, celebrate your sparkle. So I'll have that over here. So I think I kind of like the oval kind of off to the side here. Okay. And then we're going to use some foam tape on her so she has a little more dimension. I could just die cut. Actually, you know, I think I will. I've got some scrap paper here. And I think I want to just pop her up with some extra cardstock and die cut. So, got some extra plain pieces here that I'm going to use. So I just took some scraps to give me some extra layers of that. But let's go ahead and layer another one of the girl. Actually, let's do two. So here's one. So we'll layer that up and then use this scrap down here. This way, I really don't need to pop her up with foam tape. Just do it with the scraps. Okay. So let's layer a couple of these. How many of you guys use this technique where you just layer the cardstock? Kind of, and then this one's going to go on top. And then this one more. Or you could do, 4 or 5 of these layers. But see how that gives her some thickness here? And she's just going to stand out more. Now I don't really need to use the the foam tape. She already is going to pop off of there just fine. Really need more color. I'm not sure what colors I want to add to that cake. Here we go. Just needed to be a little more fun. And I think that's good enough. Okay. So that's going to pop up here, and then we have our sparkle. So let's go ahead and layer some of these. So this will be chunky too. Just make sure I'm getting it in the right spot. Okay. Then I did a purple one because I'm going to drop that one down just, make sure I do it right, just down and to the bottom a little bit. So it has a little bit of a drop shadow. Just a little bit. Okay. There we go. There's that one. And then celebrate. Now when you do this, just make sure you're consistent. Dropping it down to the left. Celebrate your. There's so many pieces, so many different sentiments or ways you can combine these to give you a lot of options. Okay. Okay, now we have those. Let's go ahead and add her. So I know this is just kind of a basic card, but I thought it'd be a fun one to do. And then this, I think I am going to use a little bit of foam tape for this one. So it pops forward a little bit. Okay, where are we going to put these? Celebrate your sparkle. I'm using this as a birthday card, but you really could do it for any occasion. There we go. And there she is. Now we could easily add a few little blingy dots in here if we wanted to. Not sure where I would want to do them. Let's just add a couple. These are the Dare to Be Artsy ones. There. Alright, just a simple little card with a little fairy just in time for the Stamp Away show. So I hope you guys like that. And come see me at the show if you guys are there, and visit us here in Kansas City. So you guys have a fantastic week, and I dare